Hello YouTube, welcome one and all, and welcome back to Civilization VI. The Gathering Storm, the DLC is out. So it's time to head back in. I'm not going to be playing on Deity. Let's delete all this. Deity is, even with the no AI advantage start, it's kicking my ass. Okay, so let's create a game, because I want to try out what the new lead is. So, expansion, Gathering Storm. Let's go advanced setup. We want standard, continents, Immortal. Ooh, actually, pack. What is it? Additional content. Yeah, some of this has been enabled. I don't want it enabled. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, Konosuba's not compatible. That'll be you. That'll be you. Oh, Mulan? No, not Mulan. No way, start advantage. I'm on PC. They may be updated. It's one of the reasons why I want to make sure. That person's really low because he's already depend. This update. Interesting. That would be something I do off camera. Right, so is everything that needs to be? Hopefully none gets updated. But anyway, just want to double check. Nothing is enabled. That should be enabled. So that is fine. That's another one. Mass packs is fine. The AI boost starts. Although, according to the forums, some of it is working, some of it's not. We'll find out, shall we? Let's go back. Let's create a game. Let's set up. Okay, so let's first of all look at the new leaders. We have. Oh, it's got all the new. Has it got all the new leaders at the top? Oh, I think they've changed the order. I think they've put the expansions in order now. So, because you've got Chakuma, Genghis Khan, Lautaro, Poundmaker, Robert Bruce, Sindok, Shaka, Tamar, Vilmina. That's the Rise and Fall expansion kit. So anyway, let's have a look. We have Dido, who can move their capital to a city with a cotton by founder of Carthage, with a Cothon by completing a unique project in that city. Trade routes capacity for each government plaza building and the government plaza district. Oh, +1 trade. Ooh. +1 trade route. That's pretty good. 50% production towards districts in the city with the government. Oh, that is definitely if you want. Well, obviously Carthage, massively big. We have Eleanor of Aquitaine. Oh, let's have a look at the Phoenicia's abilities. So, Mediterranean colonies, because I think it's Phoenicia, it's Carthage, really. But anyway, begin the game with writing technology, Eureka. Very nice. Coastal cities founded by Phoenicia and located on the same continent as the Phoenician capital are 100% loyal. Very nice. Settlers gain +2 movement and +2 sight range while embarked. Nice. Settlers ignore additional movement costs for embarking and disembarking. Sweet. They are the second nation to have a unique naval. District unique to Phoenicia for naval activity in your area. Replaces the harbour district and cheaper to build. Must be built in coastal, so it's pretty much the same as the UK. I think the only difference is that this has production bonuses to naval units. Let's have a look at Vicky, shall we? Let's go and have a look at good old Victoria. Yeah. Replaces the... Yeah, you got gold instead of... Okay. Yeah, I thought so. So... And her unit is the Bremene. A Phoenician unit unique in the ancient unit replaces the galley, increases combat strength and movement. Traded units are immune to being plundered if they're within 4 tiles. Ooh, that'd be nice. With Eleanor of Aquitaine twice. She, I'm trying to remember who she was the wife of. I want to say one of the Edwards. There was like 7 or 8 of them, so, you know. But anyway, great works in Eleanor's cities each cause -1 loyalty per turn in foreign cities within 9 tiles. Very nice. A city that leaves another citizen due to loss of loyalty and currently receiving no loyalty per turn from Eleanor's civilization receives a free city step to join this civilization. Oh, so if you really want to push the loyalty thing, Eleanor's really... That's interesting. The fact that... Eleanor of Aquitaine. It's the first time I've seen a leader be... have the choice of 2 different nations. We have Christina of Sweden. I think we've already got a Swedish one, haven't we? Have we? I could be completely wrong. No. Or am I getting mixed up with 5? Yeah. Christina's the only Swedish... Okay. I could have sworn we had another Swedish one, but obviously not. But anyway, building... Okay, so... Minerva of the North. Is it Minerva or Minerva? It looks like Minerva. Minerva, anyway. Buildings with at least 3 Great Work slots and wonders with at least 2 Great Work slots are automatically themed when they have all their slots filled. She may construct the Queen's Bibliothèque. That word. I'm tired. I've only just gotten up. In the Government Plaza. Okay. So, Nobel Prize. The Sweden gains plus 50 diplomatic favour, which we'll come to when I actually start the game, because there's a lot of changes to the mechanics. Sweden gains 50 diplomatic favour when earning a great person. Sweden receives plus 1 great engineer points from factories and plus 1 great scientist points from universities. Oh, interesting. Having Sweden in the game adds 3 unique World Congress competitions starting in the Industrial Era. Ooh. Do I want to force the game to give me all of these people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Possibly. Possibly indeed. Okay, so we have Koopa, and I've known about this since they announced it. I mean, I've read most of them, and probably everyone knows about these guys now anyway, but we'll read through them. But this is really interesting. Begin Koopa's Voyage of the Maori. Begin the game in an ocean tile. Gain a free builder and plus 1 population when settling your first city. The palace receives plus 3 housing and plus 1 amenity, plus 2 science and plus 2 culture per turn before you settle your first city. That is interesting. So you can bank up. I don't know. On Immortal and Deity, that is probably not going to help you too much. But that's an interesting one. Yeah, so here we go. Mana. Here's the unique things. Mana for the Maui. Begin the game with sailing and shipbuilding technologies unlocked with the ability to enter the ocean tiles. So if you were playing like Islands map sort of thing, Koopa would be just OP as hell. Because you just spam settlers straight away. Embarked units gain +2 movement, unimproved worlds, and reinforce a +1 production, becoming +2 once conservation civic is unlocked. Fishing boats provide +1 food, and a culture bomb to adjacent tiles. Oh, that is pretty sweet. Resources cannot be harvested, and Great Riders cannot be earned. The reason why Great Riders can't be earned, the Maui. I'm pronouncing this wrong probably, but a building unique to the Maui. +2 culture and faith to all of this city's tiles with a passable feature or natural wonder. After flight is research, receive +2 tourism to all of this city's tiles with a feature or natural wonder. Costs no maintenance, has no great work slots. See, that's why they've got no writers. It'd be pointless trying to earn a writer when you haven't got when you haven't got a space for it. The unique unit is a Toa. Classical era melee unit. Adjacent enemy units receive -5 combat strength, can build a par. So what's a par? Well, the par is the total ability to instruct a par. Unique. Occupying unit receives +4 defense strength and automatically gains 2 turns of fortification. A Maori unit occupying a par heals even if they've just moved or attacked. That is pretty impressive. Okay, so Mansa Musa. Oh, if you want to play the gold game, he's the man for you. International trade route, gain +1 gold for every flat desert tile on the origin city. That is amazing. Receive +1 trade capacity every time you enter a golden age. If I could actually, regularly enter golden ages, that'd be great. But let's not dwell on that, shall we? So, Mali, what are their unique abilities? Well, they have Song of the Jelly. City centres gain +1 faith and +1 food for every adjacent desert tile and desert hills tile. Ooh. My God, does that make an actual desert city viable? I think it does. Plus -1 mines receive -1 production, so that's a bit sucky. But produce production and map +4 gold. So you make it so you're not. So instead of building a lot of things, you'll be probably buying a lot of things. May purchase commercial hub district buildings with faith, -30% production towards construction buildings or training units. Yeah, it's the gold game. Sugba, a district unique to Mali, specialised in finance and trade that replaces the commercial hub units, buildings, and districts that are 20% cheaper to purchase with gold and faith in the city. +2 gold bonus for every adjacent holy site. I can only imagine, maybe 3 you could somehow work 3 holy sites, but it's mostly going to be 1, so that's only +2. But still, it's still a plus. +2 gold bonus from a tile containing a river edge. Oh my god. Isn't it just +1? Isn't it a +1 just for a commercial hub? Holy. Well, I know who I'm going to be, I think. I'm beginning to think Mansa Musa may be the one I want to go for. I don't know. Gold bonuses for every 2 adjacent district tiles. I think that's just a normal boost. Their unique unit is the Mandekalu Cavalry, if I've pronounced that right. Mali unique medieval era unit that replaces the knights. Traded units are immune to being plundered if they're in volatile, so it's basically the same as Dido, but for land trade units instead of sea. Combat victories provide gold equal to 100% of that unit's base combat strength. Interesting. We have Hungary with Matthias Corvinus, the Raven King. I'm not sure. I can't remember if 5 had Hungary. I don't think it did. And I've not played 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, so I really can't comment on them. I've seen people play, but I can't remember if I've seen a Hungarian civilization. But anyway, we'll have a look at the Raven King. He levied units gain an ability giving them +2 movement and +5 combat strength. It costs no gold or resource to upgrade levied units. If you levy troops from a city-state, receive +2 envoys with that city-state. Gain the Black Army unique unit when the castle technology is researched. So we'll get to that when we get there. Hungary's unique abilities. Pearl of the Danube. Plus 50% production of the districts and buildings constructed across a river from the city centre. So you want to be literally settling on cities all the time. Settling on cities, settling on rivers. That's the word I wanted to say. And there is a downside to that potentially, but we'll get to that when we start the game. Wait, at the moment we're going through very slowly all the new stuff because I thought I knew who I was going to start with, but Mansa Musa has made me think twice about that. But anyway, Thermal Bath is a building unique to Hungary, +2 amenities and +2 production, extends to each city centre within 6 tiles. Interesting. These bonuses apply once to a city, and multiple copies of the building within 6 tiles of a city centre do not provide additional bonuses. Okay, so whatever that is built in, you do not build any more within 6 to a city within 6 tiles. Okay, this city receives +3 tourism and +2 additional amenities if there is at least 1 geothermal fissure in this city's borders. It is a thermal bath, so using geothermals for a thermal bath makes sense. You know, unique unit Hussar, Hungarian unique industrial unit replaces cavalry, +3 combat strength for every active alliance. Jesus, if you get 2 or 3, that's ridiculous. And the Black Army unique medieval unit replaces the Corsair for a G. Oh, +3 combat strength for each adjacent levied unit. So let's see, what's the max you could get? Because you're gonna have to for it to attack anyone, it has to have one enemy name in front of it. So that is what, 5? Maximum +15. I mean, it'd be a waste of resources and time and to set that up, but you know, +3 just for 1 unit next to him is really good. +6 if you have 2. Your line of battle. Sorry, I may be coming down with a cold. That's not good. Well, this will be an extra long one because I want to at least get started, sort of thing. Okay, so next we have the Inca with Pachkuti. And I probably pronounced that wrong. So here's a unique ability, Kapak Nan, if I've pronounced that right. Domestic trade routes gain +1 food for every mountain tile. Oh yes, so you're going to be wanting to yours is all like mountain stuff, isn't it? +1 food for every mountain tile in the original city. Gain the Kapak Nan improvement when foreign trade civic is discovered. So Mita is one of their unique abilities. Citizens may work mountain tiles. Mountain tiles provide +2 production and +1 food to mountain tiles. +1 food to mountain tiles for every adjacent terraced farm. So what's a terraced farm? What's this? Oh. Unlocks the builder ability to construct a unique to the Inca. +1 food provides +1 housing for every 2 terraced farms, and +1 food for each adjacent mountain tile. Gain 2 production for each adjacent aqueduct district. So just 2 production. But if you have like 5, if you have like 3 or 4 terrace farms around it, that's a massive boost of production. We see +1 production if adjacent to fresh water and not an aqueduct district. Okay, so yeah, if you've built it on rivers. Additional food as you advance through the civics and technology tree for adjacent. We've got the terrace farms, just like a normal farm. Can be placed on grasslands, plain hills, and desert hills. You can put it on a desert hill? That is interesting. The Rawakak. If I highly doubt I've pronounced that correctly. That is a unique medieval era unit that replaces the skirmisher. Stronger at range combat than the skirmisher and +1 attack per turn. Ooh, interesting. And the Kapak Nan which is unlock, build ability to construct a unit. Acts as a moving portal on a mountain range, allowing units to move into it and exit from another portal at the cost of 2 movement. Can only be built on adjacent mountain tile, cannot be pillaged or removed. Interesting. That oh yeah, I think there's like engineers that can build tunnels through mountains. Which is interesting. Okay, we have Suleiman. He was the one. He's the guy that I'm probably going to be. Well, we'll go through him and his friend below. So Suleiman the Magnificent, because that's his title. I'll have a drink of tea before I have a gander at what he does. So, the Grand Vizier, unique, exclusive, unique governor with military and diplomatic abilities. Gain the Janissary unique unit when the gunpowder technology is researched. The Janissary, who are the elite Ottoman unit during the Renaissance era, I think. But anyway, the Great Turkish Bombard. Plus 50% production towards siege units. Oh... yes, sir. All siege units gain plus 5 combat strength against district defenses. Oh, yes, sir. This is sounding like domination. Conquered cities do not lose population. Cities not founded by the Ottomans gain plus 1 immunity and plus 4 loyalty per turn. Yeah, Solomon is... it's fucking blooming conquest. I think we're gonna beat Suleiman. Anyway, Grand Bazaar. A building unique to the Ottomans. Accumulate +1 extra strategic resource for every different type of strategic resource in the city has improved. Receive +1 immunity for every luxury resource this city has improved. So that's for like really building up your luxuries and your... That is, yeah. The strategic resources, there's been a change to them as well. We'll get to that. The Barbary Corsair is the unique medieval era unit that replaces the privateer. It costs no movement for coastal raid. It can only be seen by other naval raiders unless adjacent to it. Reveals naval raiders within sight range. Interesting. The Janissary unique resistance enemy replaces the musketman. Starts with a free promotion. Stronger than cheaper than the musketman. To train Janissary, the city must have a population of at least 2. If a city is founded by the Ottomans and trains adjacent enemy, it loses a population. Okay, and last but not least, we have the Canadians. And I do think that this is the first time Canada has been in civilization, which is really, really cool. So we have Canada, led by Wilfrid Laurier, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably not. Allows farms to be built on tundra terrain. Even. After civil engineering is unlocked, farms can be built on tundra hills, reduces the cost of purchasing snow hills, tundra tiles, and tundra tiles. Tundra tiles, if I could pronounce the word correctly, by 50%, 100% extraction rate of accumulated resources on snowed hills, and so you want to be actually in the tundra, which is really amazing, because I don't think any civilization used to be able to use the tundra, so there was no point. They were like barbarian outposts, barbarians for their miles to see. Canada can actually use that space, which is really, really cool. Canada, 4 Faces of Peace. Cannot declare war on city-states or surprise wars. Surprise wars cannot be declared on Canada. For every 100 tourism per turn and 1 diplomatic favour per turn. Interesting. Receive 100% diplomatic favour from successfully completing a plus 100, so double your diplomatic favour from successfully completing emergency or scored competition. So Canada is definitely like a political victory type one. Ice hockey rink unlocks the builder ability to construct an ice hockey rink unique to Canada. Plus 1 amenity, plus 1 culture. For each adjacent tundra hills, snow, and snow hills tile. Interesting. Provides tourism for once flight is unlocked. Plus 2 food and plus and production. So 2 production as well. Once professional sports civic is unlocked. Interesting. Plus 4 culture if adjacent to a stadium building. Even more interesting. It can be built on tundra, tundra hills, snow, and snow hills. 1 per city, plus 2 appeal. And the unique unit is the Mountie. Canadian unique modern era unit. Can create national park, plus 5 combat strength when fighting within 2 tiles of a national park. Additional plus 5 combat strength when fighting within 2 tiles of a national park you own. So plus 10. There's a lot of defensive stuff, but you know what? I'm gonna be slow. We are going to go on a standard. Do I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Do I? You know what? We're gonna add everyone. Why not? Let's see what happens. I'm gonna lose, probably. Smashing everything wrong. Change to Immortal. We're gonna start the game speed. Do I want standard? No. You know, a marathon. We're gonna marathon. Why? Because I hate myself. Okay. Barbarian's gonna be absolutely. No duplicate. No duplicate. We want tribal villages. Because it's marathon. 10. There we go. So let's start. This is an extra long video, but shall let Sean Bean speak. With a setup, we had to listen to all the good stuff, all the new abilities in there, and then we need to talk about all the new mechanics in the game.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest, from this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. All praise to you, Suleiman the Lawgiver, rightly called Magnificent, master of the sublime House of Osman. Your loyal servants stand ready to carry your commands to the farthest corner of your mighty land, while your foes tremble at the sight of your armies. Sultan of Sultans and Khan of Khans, lead your people to greatness.
Is it actually pronounced Suleiman? Or however Sean Bean pronounced it. Is it really not? If it is, I apologise. I've always thought it was Suleiman. But, you know, I could be wrong. Most likely probably am. Oh, it's actually going to show me all the stuff. Yeah, don't show this again. Welcome to Civilization VI, The Gathering Storm. This guide will introduce two new features in this expansion. Additional information can be found in Civilopedia and Advisor Tips. Okay, so first up, the World Congress. The diplomatic stuff. The World Congress is where you make your voice heard amongst the other civilizations in the world. It is also an important part of the new diplomatic feature, Victory. Proposals are sent before the World Congress for a vote, and come in 2 types, resolutions and discussions. Resolutions affect all civilizations, such as banning a luxury resource or gaining extra amenities for each copy of a resource. Discussions are potential scored competitions or emergencies that members of the world like World Games or a religious emergency. Members can summon a special session if they have an emergency and they need address it, like a request for aid after a natural disaster. Diplomatic favour is a new form of currency in the game. Your diplomatic actions will earn you diplomatic favour that can be used in the World Congress to help you or hinder others. It can be earned through alliances, city-states of which you are suzerain, success in scored competition, and more. There are major and minor ways to gain diplomatic favour throughout the game. Some actions will gain a large payout of favour all at once, and some will grant it slowly over time. For trading with other players, favour is to strengthen your position in the World Congress. Try trading for other players' favour to... yeah, you can do that. That's interesting. You can spend your diplomatic favour to extract promises from other players, call special sessions of Congress, and buy votes in the World Congress, or save up diplomatic favour throughout the game to pursue diplomatic victory points in the later eras. Diplomatic victory. Starting in the modern era, players will be able to use their diplomatic favour in the World Congress to compete for diplomatic victory points. Win the resolution to bring yourself closer to victory, or prevent others from achieving their own. Other players may request aid when they have been affected by a particularly catastrophic natural disaster, which I'm hoping it does get into. Provide most aid in the ensuing scored competition, and you'll gain more diplomatic victory points. The previous warmongering system has been replaced with new representation of how other players view your warlike actions. Grievances. Now, when other players wrong you by denouncement, declaration of war, or capturing or razing one of your cities, you gain grievances against them and may retaliate in kind with the world's approval. No longer will you be denounced for a fair, punitive city capture after an unjustified war. You may also use grievances to request promises from other players. If the other player continues to go against your wishes that you indicate in this manner, they will continually generate grievances that you can use to justify a war against them. But the world at large still pays attention to the overall grievances that the other players have against you. And if you have grieved others more than they have grieved you, third parties will notice, and it will impact on their opinion. Interesting. So that's definitely the environment. So in Civilization VI: The Gathering Storm, the environment around you is more alive than ever before. Natural disasters like flood. I do remember Scene 4 had global warming, which would like just ruin a tile. This is much more different in depth than. But anyway, natural disasters like floods, storms, and volcanoes can pillage or destroy your improvements and districts, but they might refresh and enrich lands after they pass. From blizzards to dust storms, from tornadoes to hurricanes, storms are another challenge to overcome. Flooded rivers may damage your improvements, but they might improve the food yield on a tile too. Interesting. Volcanoes are high risk or high reward settlement locations. Volcanic eruptions can pillage or destroy improvements, districts, and buildings, and even kill or damage units, but the volcanic soil is highly valuable and very fertile. Geothermal fissures are a new feature that provides benefits to nearby buildings and districts, like additional amenities or tourism. Strategic resources are being divided into two types: fuel and material. Fuel resources are used to meet the power needs of your cities, whereas material resources are required to produce resource-dependent units. Manage the power in your city to make late game buildings more effective, and trade material resources and fuel with other civilizations. And here's the big one. Your choices well, I think all of them are pretty big, but this is a massive one. About resource usage will directly affect the world temperature and can cause rising sea levels. Some coastal tiles will be at risk of becoming flooded or completely submerged. When settling cities, consider the risk of these coastal lowland tiles, but keep in mind that in the atomic era, flood barriers can be used to protect these tiles. Benefit your cities with the enemy sphere. Your settler will now tell you if you're building a city in a low area near a coast. The flood barrier will help protect your city from the rising sea. Play more, explore. Will we rule? There we go. Here we go. So there. So this land will flood when sea rises for the second time. So let's have a look. So climate change phase 1. Plot 1 from disaster intensity. $2 meters, 2.5, 3 meters, 3.5. So currently we are at climate change points 1 of 3. And that is from disaster intensity. So 0% chance. 7 in even 1 is volatile, 7 are inactive. So we have 8. West Siberia. It's interesting that we've discovered it. Are we the only ones on this thing? Are we on an island? That'd be lovely. Map options. Let's put all the things on. And we'll put on that just for now. So, 2 chocolate, a banana. The olives will be in reach. The rice is in reach. We have fish. I see no reason why we wouldn't settle here. The knowledge of sailing has grown considerably. Oh, okay. So, so what am I gonna go for? There's no cattle around, so there's no point in that. Astrology? Maybe. Mining? There's a lot of hills around here. Pottery. What gets us writing? Well, gets pottery. Code of Laws is going to take a while. Yeah, let's go scout. Ooh, goody hut. Where's the goody hut? There. Lovely. Goody huts are always good. Oh, we got a scout. Lovely, and we've got +1 near scope. Okay, so you head over there. Do I want to continue building the scout? I don't actually. I'm gonna go straight. I want. Yeah, let's get a slinger. Okay, that'll be it. It's an extra long video. Thank you everyone for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Until then, toodles.